Hello everybody, today's book review is on Rachel Cusk's Outline with this beautiful Man Ray photograph on the cover. This book was published I think back in 2014 and it is my first time reading a Rachel Cusk, and she is a writer that I've been wanting to read for a long time. She is a woman with a very high profile and a great reputation for honesty and frankness. She's done a lot of autobiographical work around her divorce, the effect of marriage, bringing up children, and the remarkable candid honesty about these works have made her quite a controversial figure, because she often speaks about how hellish these emotions, these situations are, rather than necessarily rose tint them up for public consumption. So like I say, this is the first book that I've read. This is a semi-autobiographical novel, which is the first of a trilogy, like I said, that was published a couple of years ago. And I really didn't get this book, and I find that quite frustrating, and therefore I'm asking you whether you guys know of a better Rachel Cusk novel that I should go to, or one of her many memoirs that she's written instead, because the sparks that I wanted to get off the text that I was expecting from Rachel's writing just didn't come through in this book. And I just found that, am I reading the right Rachel Cusk? Is there another one I should be reading? Okay, so Outline. Outline has a very simple framework. Like I said, it's semi-autobiographical, and it follows a person, probably Rachel, going out to host a creative writing course in Greece. And it is about the lives that she meets along the way, whether it's the students in her class, or whether it's friends that she makes, companions that she meets along the way, people sitting next to her on the plane. And it's about how their experiences and their narrative, how she sort of observes that and takes in what their reactions to life, to events, and sort of weaves her way through their various stories into this very loose framework that she goes to Greece and then goes back again. But it is clever. You think, okay, that's quite smart, but this is so meandering, and it is without any kind of real arc, and it does make it hard to stick with, particularly because the people that she meets in Greece are largely uninteresting. And I suspect this is part of the point. There's a certain restless spirit that you get from Rachel, which I really like in her writing. That's probably the one thing that I did like about this, is the restlessness. But the people she meets have very ordinary lives, ordinary disappointments. There are sort of, great sections where they talk about seeing a dead dog on a road, or then there's another section about how someone reacts to when they see an unaccompanied package left on a road in this era. Obviously, that's kind of like, should you call the police? You just think, I can't believe I'm reading a book where these are sequences that I'm meant to be interested in. Certainly, you don't get any kind of revelation about the central character. This is an observation of voyeuristic insight into other people's disappointments, their ups and downs, their mini dramas and their melodramas. But it doesn't go anywhere. I mean, it's sort of, she chats to someone who's disappointed with his wife. She chats to someone else who can't order wine at the restaurant. I mean, you're like, where is this going? And so I found this very frustrating. I have seen Rachel Cusk, I think, adapted Medea last year at the Almeida, which I saw. So I am familiar with her work, and obviously familiar with her reputation. But if you're looking for that firebrand element to Rachel Cusk and her reputation, I don't think you'll find it in Outline. But I'm more than willing to be corrected on this if you have read it, because this book was showered with praise when it first was published, and was shortlisted for many prizes, including I think the Bailey's Prize and the Folio Prize. So it's one of those books where you think, did I read the same book as everyone else? I just found this too meandering. It was too often where I found my eyes just scanning the page, and you just sort of think, hold on a minute, what happened on this page? And you go back and you read it again, because you're just so numb that you just read through stuff and you have to go back and check, oh no, nothing did happen. There's nothing about this book that's page turning or gripping. And you can have really wistful, slow-paced books that are slow-burning books that are incredibly well done and well plotted. I particularly think of Hot Milk by Deborah Levy is springing to the top of my mind, but this book isn't in part of that category for me. I did not get anything from this book, so sadly I won't be continuing with this particular trilogy, but I'll probably start looking at the more non-fiction writing from Rachel Cusk and see if I can get inspired that way. Rachel Cusk, Outline.